Hey everybody, welcome to I'm Not Crying, You're Crying, the show about anything and everything because it's our show. I'm here with Juan.
Hey.
And Jay.
Hi, guys.
And I'm Sean. And this is our theme music. No. Cut it out. Hey everybody, welcome back to I'm Not Crying, You're Crying, Season 4, Episode 6. We're over the halfway point now, fellas, over the halfway point. As always, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and now on TikTok, because that's what all the kids are doing now. Juan is a TikTok expert, so he'll be in direct control of our social media presence there.
Dictology.
What did you say?
What?
Dictology.
What did you say?
Dictologist.
Dictology?
Yeah, it's that ligma kicking in. That's what I heard.
Oh, there we go with that again.
Listen, I realize that for you, ligma is a very serious condition and it worries you. But, you know, the fact that you're a dictologist means that your ligma is probably developed. It evolved like a Pokemon.
What kind of videos are we posting on TikTok?
I don't know. Sean posted one.
I posted I posted a...
you realize it appears as your account and your picture comes up.
No, I don't realize that.
He doesn't know what his account looks like.
No.
See, the funny thing is, it came out as I'm not crying, you're not crying. I'm not crying, you're crying. And then I clicked on the profile, and it's your family picture and your handle.
Really? Hey,
yeah.
I have no clue what the fuck I'm doing. No clue.
Yeah, I forgot to tell you. I'm sorry.
It's okay, man. Thank you for handling our social media presence on TikTok. I appreciate that. Yeah. You know,
we all know that you guys are going to make fun of me when I try like the next TikTok trend.
Well, I'm waiting on it to happen, so feel free.
I won't even look at them.
It's okay. I'll look at them because I posted them. That's it. That's basically it. I have no idea what I'm doing. How's it going this week, gentlemen? How's it going? Juan, we'll start with you because this always confuses you. Juan, how are you doing?
I am doing fine.
Oh, you're not tired?
Thank you for asking. Sean, that's my secret. I'm always tired, man.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Was that a secret?
Yeah, you exclaim it every episode.
It's a not so well kept secret. Like your ligma.
It's a stupid secret.
Sorry, like your ligma. We know. You've been talking about it since that kidney stone rolled out of your ass.
How did that kidney stone sound?
I don't really remember. I think he sounded like Thor a little bit.
I think it came out like the boulder in Indiana Jones.
Yeah. Hold on. I think a little like this.
Oh yeah, down under his butt.
Yeah, seems like a tough SOB. I think Juan might be asleep already, taking an accidental nap.
I think he's narcoleptic.
Yeah, it comes with ligma. That ligma put you the dictology. Did it put you to sleep?
No.
Okay, thanks, Juan. Thanks, Juan. How about you, Jay? How's it going, man?
Good, man. Living life.
Hey, you know, Jay, Juan. I realized I didn't have a lot going on this week, but you know what happened?
What? iPhone drop.
I mean, yeah, but no one cares about that except for me. So, okay, yeah, it's fine.
Do you really care about the iPhone 13? I mean, with the minimal amount of features that's on there?
Yes, I do.
Like you get what cinematic mode.
Let's ask him this. Did you get it already, Sean?
I did. It's transferring my data right now as we speak.
I saw someone having the iPhone 13 and cinematic mode isn't. Well, I didn't get a chance to play with a lot of it. But I mean, it seems really basic.
Yeah, it is. It is very basic. I don't know. I don't know how much attention you paid to this. But like portrait mode. You remember when portrait mode became a thing on the iPhone? Do you remember that? And how like ridiculous some of those photos looked. It looks so much better now. So this is what cinematic mode is. It's just the capability of doing of that on a phone. And over the course of like 20 years is, I mean, you think about the pictures you would take on like your 3.5 megapixel like digital camera in like 2001 versus what you take on your smartphone now. It's just crazy. It's just crazy.
I'm waiting for when the iPhone camera is as good as like a cinematic camera, like a It's honestly as good as a DSLR camera right now.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, it's a damn good camera. It's the thing that brought me over to the iPhone when I got my very first iPhone. It was my very first. If you know me long enough, you know that I was an Android hog, like all the way up until the iPhone 5. And the only reason I switched over was because of the camera. And it's partially your fault, Jay. It's partially your fault. You got the iPhone 4S. I don't know if you remember this, and you were just showing us pictures of your cat, and they looked fucking amazing.
Yeah, I know. I was surprised at how well those pictures looked.
Yeah. And I was like, fuck, man, that iPhone has a really good goddamn camera. And we were talking to another person in the room, and we talked about him last episode. Too much party. Hey, what it do?
What it do, motherfuckers?
Yeah, thanks, Juan, for doing your like 2 impressions. And we both were like, we both have the latest Android phone, which was the Galaxy Nexus. And I was like, man, this camera's a piece of shit. So I blame you, Jay. This is your fault.
I apologize.
No, that's okay. But yeah, no, I typically keep up with all this technology. Yeah, it is not a huge upgrade by any means, but it does capitalize on 3 things that matter to most people, which is battery life, the cameras, which are a little bit better, and also the screen, right, which is the screen resolution you're looking at. Most people, like, you go to a store like Best Buy and all those displays are on, everything looks amazing. And this is like in your hands, in the palm of your hands. It's like 120 hertz, and it does all this other crazy stuff that people don't really care about. But battery life, that's one of those things. People are like conditioned themselves to plan their day around how they're going to keep their phone charged.
I still have the iPhone 11, and I'm not upgrading until maybe like the 15 or the 17.
Well, 15 or 17.
Yeah.
I mean, that phone will be prehistoric. It'll be a fossil in your hand, man. And at that rate.
Well, the last phone I had before the 11 was a 7. Then I upgraded to the 11.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
So, I mean, by the time I actually do upgrade, it'll be a significant jump.
Dude, by the time you upgrade, there's going to be a guy in the back room installing this phone inside of your eye.
Yeah, it's going to be all holograms, and there's going to be that time travel feature that I'm going to be excited for.
It's going to be great. It's good. Guys,
maybe they'll finally have a folding phone.
No,
that's a gimmick.
Who wants a wrinkle in their phone? Nobody.
Yeah.
Wasn't Apple trying to develop a parchment phone?
A parchment phone?
One that instead of the screen that folds but rolls out.
No.
Why? That sounds dumb.
No, but LG has as a LG or Huawei, I can't remember, but they developed a phone that does roll out of its enclosure, and the display panel is flat to the wall, so it looks like a painting. It's actually pretty legit.
Nice.
Yeah. But anyway,
do you think the new Matrix movie is going to trigger any new phones? Because remember when Matrix came out and they had that phone,
that sliding Nokia phone that I still fucking want? Yeah. I hope so.
And remember how they sold it for limited time only?
Yes.
I almost bought that sucker, man.
They're like $1,400 on eBay right now.
Can you even still use them?
No, it doesn't matter. It's a relic. I mean, why? It's just cool to have. Anyway, I could go on all day about my phone obsession, but I wanted to tell you guys about something that is very, very important in pop culture today.
Wait. Before we move on, what color did you get?
Oh, I got the graphite. I go into the purchasing. I'm gonna get the new color. I look at it and I just decide that I'm too plain. I'm just gonna get my regular graphite color or black. Well, they're closest to black, and then move on.
My wife wants the Max Pro or whatever the fucking phone is, but they don't have it in the color that she wants. And I go, what's the point? You're gonna get a case anyway.
Yes, so that is also true.
She's like, you're right. Let's go case shopping too.
Neil deGrasse Tyson doesn't have a case on his iPhone.
Oh, he's also like rich, I think, right?
Well, he's a scientist, and he explained why he doesn't have a case on his iPhone.
Why?
Because he said that you wouldn't handle a gun the same way, like you would handle a gun the same way you would handle your iPhone. It's a piece of like expensive equipment that you're not going to drop it because you're a responsible adult,
He's never met me. I mean, I just bought a phone when I had a perfectly good phone. I'm not a responsible adult. What is wrong? Yeah, it's okay.
You know,
He's
I was
crazy.
thinking something similar like that. Like today, I took off my phone from the case, and as I was walking, I realized I was handling it with more care and putting it in the pocket, making sure it was secure. And then I go, maybe I should stop carrying the case because mentally I know it's unprotected, so I'm like extra special. And then like 20 minutes later, I missed my desk and it fell from my fucking desk.
Did the wrinkle get worse in your phone?
No, luckily it didn't crack or break or anything.
Are you sure?
Yes, I double check, triple check.
Well, this just proves that you're no Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah, you're not a responsible adult. You got a
In
phone with a
no
wrinkle
way.
in it.
In no way can we compare you to Neil deGrasse Tyson.
I never said you should.
Well, that's not. You do a lot of scientific research.
For Ligma, yes, I know. You're gonna say that.
You know what? No, I mean you're gonna break down the vaccines at one time based on the science you had learned.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I mean-
The high school science that you learned.
Yeah, but I mean, if you do research on Ligma, you know, good on you. Good on you. Awareness is key. Awareness is key. So, guys, are you aware what happened the other day?
No.
Is it regarding R. Kelly?
It is absolutely regarding R. Kelly.
What happened?
Oh my God, you don't know?
You don't know, Juan?
No, I don't know.
The world's longest case of did he do this or not has finally been completed, and it has been found, yes, that he did it, and they have proof.
They have a lot of proof, actually.
Yeah,
Was found guilty.
yeah, like very fucking guilty.
Guilty of sex trafficking and oh my God.
Yeah, all kinds of stuff, and I was just like, well, finally, like I you know, this is just something that like the community has just known about forever, and the fact that it went on this long just means that if you make really good R&B music, you can basically get away with whatever you want.
That is insane, man. That it's like can you still even listen to like Ignition or I Believe It Can Fly anymore? Like publicly. You can't listen to that music.
I'm like, yeah, in the privacy of your own home. I mean, maybe in your car, as long as you know your windows are up, I guess. But it's it's fucking crazy. Because I mean, the thing is, Jay, is like people knew that he was doing this stuff, and there was just a level of denial that kind of went on about it. So
I had no idea before the documentaries came out. I had no idea that any of that stuff was happening.
I didn't know how deep it went until that documentary came out. Like I knew about the piss tape that had gone out because I was like a staple in the black community for like, you know, forever. It was like, I don't know, man, I could be anybody. And then you know, I know the Aaliyah thing was going on too, and then but outside of that, like when they had brought all these like women up there to be like, yeah, man, he's a terrorist, and he had me trapped in his house, and I couldn't go eat, I couldn't do anything without his permission.
Yeah, he had these dungeons.
Yeah, where he would just go sing a song, like you know, you think of his most famous song that you probably know, Juan. It's probably I Believe I Can Fly. He probably sang that shit, walked to the next room, and like there was like literally a bunch of imprisoned women, like minors, missing from their families.
Well, he also promised these young girls that they'd have a R&B career, you know,
Yeah.
like Aaliyah, like the thing with Aaliyah, no one knew how old, like I didn't know how old Aaliyah was when she was dating R. Kelly.
Yeah. Yeah, there were rumors, but I mean, like, you know, back in the day, we didn't have the internet, so it's like you would read, I don't know, a Word Up. Is that what it was? Or
a Star or the Inquirer or
the Inquirer. I'm trying to think of. Damn it! What is it? What is this?
Ebony magazine.
Ebony magazine. There it is. There it is. There it is. Thank you, Jay. Thank you. That's the magazine. Yeah, you read that and you find out. Oh yeah, allegedly Aaliyah's 14 years old dating. I don't know.
Aaliyah's the one that died in the plane crash.
Yes.
Okay. The one that came out in Queen of the Dam, right?
Yes.
Okay, now
Yes.
okay, I'm caught up. Please continue.
Oh God, you're caught up now?
You're not caught up. Believe me. Yeah, and so it's just insane that it took this long, even after the documentary, you know, had come out, for it even to come up, like for it even to A, go to trial, B, be looked at this long, because this isn't the first time he was brought up in allegations. Like he went to trial for it, was found not guilty, and then it came up again, and they used basically the same evidence. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah, it's insane that it did take this long for him to get convicted. You know, like there's just like so much proof that all of this was happening, and they were still on the fence. Like, I don't know, man.
it's like, well, I mean, you like maybe all 98 of these women could be lying, and maybe they all got together and had the same story. I'm like, what? Even R. Kelly's wife, like who birthed his child, was like, no, this guy's a fucking maniac. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, look, his wife is speaking out, like someone who you would think would be on his side and try to like speak. I mean, and even his brother was like, yeah, man, Robert ain't always been right. You know what I mean? I was just like,
you know what probably took so long? They had to find a VCR to play all those tapes.
That's true. They should have
gone
found
to the
out.
lady from Malignant. They had one just lying around.
Yeah, seriously. But yeah, man, that was the news of the week. I mean, it was like if we had watched OJ get off on murder, and then he had murdered somebody else, and we were like, oh, we didn't catch him the first time. Well, we'll get him this time then.
In all seriousness, what took so long to finally get this resolved?
Well, in the first trial, they basically couldn't prove that it was him on the tape, despite there being like, I mean, it looking like him on the tape.
So how do they prove it now?
Well, they basically took because they got him on like all other things, like sex trafficking, underage minor, like all fuck, man, I don't have the article in front of me, but they got him on a bunch of other smaller charges, all kind of circling around the same thing.
Yeah, there was no statutory rape charges.
Yeah, but yeah. But Juan, what's your favorite R. Kelly song, man?
All of them.
You're the wind beneath my wings.
No, that's what?
That's
he likes the
isn't it?
remix Ignition.
I believe I can fly. That's the only song I know. I didn't want to say that because I know you were going to make fun of me.
It's okay. It's okay.
Most of R. Kelly's songs are about intercourse.
That's true. That's very, very true. They make fun of him for his album titles too. You know, like he has an album called The Chocolate Factory. There's an album called Ignition.
Which one? Didn't he do like a Trapped in the Closet or?
Yeah.
And that was like an album that was telling a story, right?
Yeah. Well, Trapped in a Closet was a series that he had done. That wasn't necessarily an album, but after he got to like number 22, they all came together. So like there was a couple of parts on one album, and then another series of parts that released on another album. It's a pretty funny drama, if I'm being honest. It's funny. My wife and I were talking about Woody Allen and just all the stuff that Woody. I don't know if you guys are caught up on Woody Allen, basically like being a pedophile and
with his stepdaughter.
Yeah.
He married his 13-year-old stepdaughter. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but then, so Stephen Colbert, Jerry Seinfeld goes on Stephen Colbert, and Stephen Colbert is like talking about Bill Cosby and how much he loves Bill Cosby. And Seinfeld goes, oh, he's like, can you still listen to the Bill Cosby tapes? He's like, no, I can't. I can't listen to him anymore. I can't. He's like, you can't separate? He's like, no, I can't.
Who was this? Stephen Colbert that said he couldn't separate?
Yeah. And Jerry Seinfeld's face was like, what the like, what did I just walk into right now? And Stephen Colbert, being a pro that he is, he just changed the subject because he knew that they weren't going to get anywhere with it. So, but it for me, when I saw that, it begs the question for me that I go, how many people are just not going to be able to listen to R. Kelly? You know, because there was a cancel R. Kelly or the mute R. Kelly movement that came up after, I want to say a little before the documentaries had come out. A little before the documentaries, and then it really kind of took hold on the internet. And I don't know. And then he did the was it the 2020 interview where Kenan Thompson did a really, really funny SNL. How do you call that? Where he did an interview where he's impersonating R. Kelly. It was pretty funny because it was exactly what was going on.
Yeah. He got really upset.
Yeah, R. Kelly got he got really emotional and upset in the interview, but Kenan made a satire of it. It was very funny. Juan, have you seen it?
No. No, I have not.
Oh, you should watch it, man. It's
I've seen it, Sean.
yeah. J.I., you're a normal human being. I imagine you've seen it. It's just Juan, who I don't know what planet you live on. You're Patrick the Starfish. That's who you are.
It's really hard
Why
to
am I
separate the art from the artist, you know? Especially when they do something as heinous as the things that Bill Cosby and
Do you
R.
still
Kelly.
listen to Michael Jackson?
Here and there. I mean he's dead. Plus, you know, those allegations were never like proven. He was never proven guilty for those allegations, you know?
But I thought the Finding Neverland document, and I never saw it, so
The Finding Neverland was just another documentary accusation. It was never like another trial. You know, they were trying to take it to trial and probably get money from Michael Jackson's estate. But you know, like Michael Jackson's been dead for the last like 12 years or so.
It's been a while. It's been some time. And yeah, that's the other thing. Yeah, the Finding Neverland was just, it was two kids kind of talking about their experience with Michael Jackson. The R. Kelly one was like, here, let me tell you about my experience with R. Kelly, and let me tell you what evidence I presented, and let me tell you like, and this isn't just two rando people. This is like people from R. Kelly's entourages. These are people from within R. Kelly's camp of people that he had on payroll that like went on record saying, yeah, I would find young women to feed to him because that's kind of what he wanted around him. And I kept my mouth shut because I wanted to stay paid. I wanted to stay employed.
That is so crazy that you'd compromise your morals for a paycheck. You know, like that's insane. You know, like,
yeah.
But they were getting paid very well. You know, if you know they were willing to cover that shit up.
Yeah, and it's fuck, man. It's insane to think. So yeah, R. Kelly has been found guilty. And so now, you know, I think he's going to prison. I can't remember how many years he's been sentenced to. He's going to prison and he's going to, you know, probably spend probably what's for him, he's like, what I want to say in his 50s, his 60s now.
No, I think I read he was 54.
Yeah, so he's probably going to spend, you know, the better part of like the later half of his life in prison. So by the time he's out, shit, man, who knows what he'll be up to? He'll probably try and make an album. Trapped in prison.
Oh no, yeah. You know, I think the business that's going to be most affected by R. Kelly's music are the karaoke bars. Like they probably took those songs off.
Yeah, well, or they didn't, because there's always that one guy who only knows "I Believe I Can Fly" and doesn't know any better. It's is that you, Juan? Is that you?
Oh, I'd love to see that guy, and then they'd have to stop him. It's like, you don't know, you don't know what happened. No, I just like this music. I love Space Jam.
Yeah, I love Space Jam. That's all I know. I just love it. It's just crazy to think that like he could go from, you know, one of the most beloved R&B artists to, you know, basically the villain of R&B right now. He is essentially Jafar, and at the end of like Aladdin. Right now,
even Jafar had some sort of likability to him, you know, where like,
sure,
you don't look at him as like some sex pervert. He's just a mean wizard.
I mean, how old was Jasmine? And he was trying to like, how old was Princess Jasmine?
Well, how old was Aladdin?
I mean, I don't know. He was on the streets. He could have been 20. I don't know. Oh,
yeah,
let's say
they were in their teens, high teens, I think.
They're high teens.
High teens? What number is that? High teens.
You know, why you should watch this interview. You should watch the interview with R. Kelly because the interviewer, I think Barbara Walters, she asked him, he's like, do you like teenage women? He's like, well, you say teenage, what do you mean? It's like, what the fuck? What's wrong with you? Yeah, so, you know, when you say high teens, what do you mean?
What do you mean, what do I mean?
That's creepy, dude.
Okay. Well, moving on. Like I said, someone who can just go ahead and flip their personas, you know, their view in the public eye. I sent you guys a couple articles because I wanted to talk to you guys today about two different things, but celebrities who have changed their public persona, either for better or for worse. I don't know if you guys had a chance to flip through the article and kind of read through. It's a listicle, so it didn't have a lot of meat to it, But in going through the article, I remember watching some of these celebrities kind of like take their spiral down the drain. So like very, very early on the list is is Lindsay Lohan.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, who was like adorable child star. I think she had done
Parent Trap.
Parent Trap. When I think
Girls.
that's like the first movie I remember in. I think she did Freaky Friday with Susan Sarandon. No, not Susan Sarandon.
Sigourney Weaver.
No, Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah, there you go. Sorry.
Thank you. Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis. And then she had done like a Herbie the Love Bug movie. I think they're trying to bring that franchise back. And then I don't know what happened in the intervening years. There was something going on with Charlie Sheen, and then I feel like she just lost her fucking mind over.
She was hanging out with Paris Hilton too much.
Is that what it was?
I don't know. I know she was doing the party scene, and even Paris Hilton like distanced herself once she started going down her spiral.
Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy to think because it's almost like a trend in Hollywood where like these young celebrities with a lot of access and a lot of money who have a lot of success early on just kind of spiral out of control and
Amanda Bynes.
And she's also someone who's on the list of like someone who.
Yeah, but Amanda Bynes was psychological and she was off her fucking meds.
Well, I didn't realize she was on meds, and how do you know that she was?
Yeah,
on meds?
I didn't know she had a
thing.
Mental health issues.
Yeah, I think it happened after her first breakdown. It came off that she wasn't on her meds, and she may have just used that as an excuse. But remember when she went crazy and started calling people ugly on Twitter and it came out that it was she was off her meds, and that's what triggered all that shit. And then afterwards
what medication was she taking?
I don't know, man. I don't know what condition she had. I didn't really care.
Like anti-Twitter pills.
Same thing with Britney Spears. Remember when she had her major breakdown?
Yeah, that's true. But people still fucking love her.
Britney Amanda?
No, Britney. Britney, I don't feel like has done in the public eye. I feel like Britney has been done wrong more than she has been wrong. And so, and to be fair, like I am not the last person you should ask about what the hell's going on with Britney. The last thing I remember from her was like that she was dancing around with a fucking snake and then she was shaving her head. Right?
Yeah, and she showed her pussy.
When?
Did she? Jesus Christ.
When?
Yeah, there was a photo of her like getting out of a limousine, and she had like
that was Lindsay Lohan.
No, that was Britney Spears.
Really?
Yeah,
I thought it was Lindsay Lohan, man.
It was probably because you wanted to see Lindsay Lohan's vagina, but like.
Wait. Was it like she was just getting out, like flashing her pussy around, or was it like she's getting out and some paparazzi was just like taking
the second she was getting out
that's all of those photos, all the paparazzis were just like taking photos. And then I saw the Britney documentary, and I haven't seen the documentary yet, Jay. Is it any good? I don't think I will watch it if I'm being honest. It's very good. It puts Britney Spears into a very sympathetic light where I felt sorry for Britney Spears. I was in my 20s when she was very popular, and I didn't care for her music. I thought she's attractive, but I didn't really care for her music. I wasn't really a fan of hers. But I saw this documentary and I just felt so bad for her and the life that she led. I just felt like she was this prisoner, like she had all these expectations of her and her life and her image, that people just saw her as this like sex object. And she just didn't seem like a person anymore, and the whole like, was it conservatorship
with her dad? Was her dad?
Yeah, it just made her seem like a prisoner to her dad. Like her dad controls everything in her life. Like who she sees, all her money, all her assets are controlled by her dad. And she can't go anywhere. She can't see anybody. She can't do anything unless he approves it. And it was just.
This is
that has ended, from my understanding. The dad finally stepped down from it
recently.
Yeah.
This has been going on for a long time.
Yeah, I think if you're talking about recently, I want to say that I remember there were free Britney memes kind of everywhere, but that was the same week that I think Bill Cosby had got out. And so there was just kind of like, hey, we freed Bill Cosby, but we freed the wrong person. Thanks 2021, because this is also the same documentary that had Justin Timberlake had taken some more heat to cancel him, right?
Because when he was younger, there was that whole thing about Britney Spears being a virgin, and he kind of alluded to him taking her virginity.
He even did an SNL skit on it.
On an interview on a radio station where I felt like the radio host was kind of like egging him to reveal that, oh yeah, he took her virginity or whatever, and just put her in this light. But I'm not defending like Justin Timberlake, but like he was young at the time, and then that was Britney Spears, and then like if someone said, hey, did you fuck Britney Spears, and you're young, he'd be like, yeah, I did. Like
if you're young and Justin Timberlake is like, if Justin Timberlake couldn't do it, I think maybe, him being young, he did that Boy Meets World thing where he just like, they walk out of the tape room with Topanga, and he's like, hey, do you guys do it? He's like, yeah, man, of course we did it. Of course.
Yeah.
He's like, he didn't want to be seen like, the fucking, that dude.
Yeah. He didn't want to look like a nerd.
Yeah. You guys think that there is something going on in Hollywood that is just that torturous to like these young celebrities that when they get old enough and they switch into adulthood, that it just causes them to look like they're going crazy, or should make them go crazy?
I don't know. Like I watched this Different Strokes documentary on YouTube, and they talk about young Hollywood and like how Gary Coleman, they wanted to keep Gary Coleman, his image as this little kid for as long as possible. And like he was getting to be like 14, 15 years old. And they had him like sit on Mr. Drummond's lap, like as a little kid, like they wanted to keep his image as this little kid. And he was trying to grow up and be an adult and like do other things. But like Hollywood wanted to keep him as this little kid. So it's just, it's all this pressure to maintain that image and be something that you're not. And
definitely child stars seems like they have a higher percentage of getting fucked up, because remember Shia LaBeouf, he went through his crazy stage, man, and he was a decent child star.
Well, I feel like he went through his artist, like he went through a creative phase where he was just trying a bunch of different things. I don't know. And he had to break out of the mold of like, I am a Disney. Yeah, I'm a Disney celebrity, and he kind of like push the boundaries. He seems normal now. I mean, normal-ish.
Yeah, he's definitely going through the Keanu Reeves type vibe where he's like nicer to people.
I don't know about that, but I mean, when they're young and they've been handed all this money, like millions of dollars, like as a 20-year-old, 18, 20-year-old, like what would you do? Like you get handed like so much money. You're young. You're gonna do everything you've ever wanted to do ever.
Yeah. Jay, I'm gonna go rent a limo with a bunch of windows. I'm gonna pull all my friends in it. We're gonna go to McDonald's and order Big Macs from every one of the windows inside of the limo, and then we're gonna go to a store and buy all the hot Cheetos in the store. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
And I'm going to look crazy on TMZ.
Think about all the crazy shit that you did when you were young, but you're broke, But now, like, you're young and you have all this money and you want to do all this crazy stuff, you can.
That's true. It's true. It's just, it's just crazy. It's just funny to think that, like, that they are, I don't know, that there's something going on in Hollywood that would force them to do this. I think part of it, yes, is that they have money and access and people who are willing to please them because they are celebrities, and like the world kind of removes a lot of barriers and looks the other way for teenagers looking to commit crimes that have a lot of money or to get into stuff they shouldn't be into. But it's just nuts because like, you look at other child celebrities like Haley Joel Osment, and I wouldn't call him. He had The Sixth Sense and then nothing else until I think Secondhand Lions. But he made a lot of money from AI, and I'm sure he made a lot of money from The Sixth Sense. But he seems okay and will adjust it, as an adult.
Well, I don't know. I think it's also the type of person that they are. I mean, if you compare Macaulay Culkin and Haley Joel Osment, like those are two different kids.
That's very true. But I also think, that is very true, and their careers are very different, because I think Macaulay Culkin had a lot more stardom at the very, how old is he in Home Alone?
I think he was 9 years old.
But he was in before that he was
Uncle
in
Buck.
Yeah, so I mean, how much stardom versus Haley Joel Osment was never as famous as Macaulay Culkin. I don't think, even being the Sixth Sense kid. But Macaulay Culkin, I mean, there you can find pictures of him looking as if he was he was probably going to be blown away by the wind and dead after he stopped flying in the wind.
Yeah, I mean, I think it depends on the kid and their upbringing. So,
well, Macaulay Culkin did also emancipate himself before he was 15.
I don't know. I don't know about that. But
he emancipated himself because he thought his parents were not being honest about his earnings.
Dude,
Gary Coleman did the same thing. He sued his parents because his parents used a lot of his money to to pay for a lot of the expenses that they had, and it was just this whole thing where like people were in Gary Coleman's ear, like, hey, your parents are stealing your money and blah blah blah, and in the end, it just turned out that they were just using money to pay for some of the expenses, as parents, not because they were like trying to live a lavish lifestyle. They were just using some of the money to pay for the expenses. And later, Gary Coleman regretted suing his parents.
Yeah, I mean, Gary Coleman, and it's funny, Jay, and thinking about it now, is like I don't think I ever thought of Gary Coleman as a grown adult until I saw him in a security guard uniform, like basically telling people to leave him the fuck alone because he's just trying to work.
Yeah, that's like rock bottom, dude. Like he was at one point the biggest like face on television, and then like maybe 20 years later, he's a security guard jumping on the hood of some guy's car because he didn't get the respect that he had when he was a kid.
Yeah, it's crazy, But speaking of all these people who went the other way and maybe didn't spiral out of control, you look at someone like Chris Pratt, who went from chubby funny guy to Hollywood, to Star-Lord, to like almost a Hollywood heartthrob, almost over the course of
I don't think it's almost, he is a Hollywood heart.
Well, I mean, but not everyone, listen, I realize that
he's so dreamy.
Yeah, obviously Chris Pratt is your type. There it is.
Dude, I remember Chris Pratt when he was on Everwood. Did you ever see that show?
No, because I'm a grown man.
I remember he was in Wanted.
Was he in Wanted?
Yeah, he was that douchebag office coworker.
That's right. Yeah.
I do not remember him in Wanted. I remember James McAvoy shooting wings off a fly. That's all I remember.
I remember shoot this motherfucker.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, there's also let's see here. I'm scrolling through the list again, but you know what? I'm going through this list. I see that PewDiePie and Paula Deen were taken down by casually dropping the N-word and thinking it's okay.
Is Paula Deen the food lady?
She is a food lady.
The Southern food lady, which makes it kind of worse,
It's also true. Also true.
Didn't they kind of already forget about that too?
Well, she doesn't have a show on the Food Network, so.
Yeah, but she still sells her pies and shit like that.
Yeah, well, does she?
Yeah.
To be fair, I've never, before reading this article, I knew the name, but I never knew what the hell she did. There's another person on the list, PewDiePie. You guys familiar with him?
He's the guy that reacts to video game.
Yeah, he's like one of the first gaming YouTubers. He's most renowned for having the most subscribers on YouTube. I think last I checked, he had like something like 600 million subscribers. But before this, he almost was at like 1 billion, I think. But during one of his streams, he casually dropped the N word, and now he's still at 600 million subscribers, but he's like, he's not nearly as famous as he used to be.
Something similar happened to one of the basketball players from the Miami Heat. He was live streaming his game, and then he said something. I don't know if it was the N word or he said something casually racist, but he was just talking shit to whoever he was playing, but it was live streamed. And as soon as it came out of his mouth, he was like, "Oh."
Well, I mean, what else?
I've done it fucked up.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, but that guy got fired from the team that he was on. They let him go.
That's man. I have mixed feelings about that one, and only because I don't think he meant it unless I need to watch the video because maybe he meant it in a derogatory way. Who knows? I don't fucking know. But it's just obviously I didn't see Paula Deen. I doubt that she regretted saying it. I don't even think Pewdiepie really regretted saying it. If I'm being honest, he thought it was probably in jest. But it's I mean, for that guy to get fired and lose his job and completely ruin his life. I mean, he's a celebrity. Yeah, whatever. I'm over it now. Yeah, fire that guy. Fire him all day.
I don't know. I mean, he'll probably find work. I mean, they'll all find work doing something else. They just won't be in the public eye anymore,
What happened to what's the name of the guy that played Kramer? Fuck, Michael.
Michael Richards. Michael Richards.
Remember when he had his tirade at the haha? Not at the haha, at the Laugh Factory?
I honestly don't know if he's working anymore because I haven't seen him in anything. He might be doing background stuff somewhere.
He wasn't really working at the time when he had this tirade at the Laugh Factories. I mean, his career after Seinfeld wasn't great. He did a show on NBC, but it wasn't well received. And
he had the Michael Richards show, right?
Yeah, he had the Michael Richards show. But at that point when he was doing stand up, he was just probably doing stand up just to do stand up and get recognized as an artist again.
After that tirade, Seinfeld gave him a very, very minor role in the Bee Movie.
Did he?
Yeah, he was, I think, the voice of the bee in the air traffic control tower.
If that had happened in the late 2000s, he wouldn't even have been in that movie. They would have revoiced him.
Yeah, that's very true.
Before it hit theaters, they would have just dubbed his audio. It wouldn't even have looked right, but they would have just known he was out. It's kind of crazy. Like celebrities kind of, I think for the most part, they get to go through some sort of metamorphosis where the industry kind of chooses what they will look like in order to sell tickets or to keep people engaged in their stuff. Like, I mean, Chris Pratt being one of them.
Robert Downey Jr. was
yes, and Robert Downey Jr. That's another perfect example of I think he was more down and out, right? Like he was done, but before MCU.
Yeah, his was fueled because of drugs and Denson rehab, and I think even prostitution allegations, right, Jay? Or
why would I know that?
Yeah, man, you're the weird one, Juan. You should know it.
Yeah, I can't remember.
I know Eddie Murphy had a prostitute thing going on.
yeah, with a little bit of extra package.
But yeah, Robert Downey Jr. That's true. Hollywood is crazy, but what's even crazier is that there are some celebrities who have, I think, changed their image from being either completely like the worst person you'd ever want to meet in your entire life to or being to the point where they were accused of murder, or accused of, on trial for, when I think about that, Snoop Dogg comes to mind as someone who went from hardcore gang member to now he cooks with
Martha Stewart.
Martha Stewart, which is freaking nuts to think that over the course of how old is Snoop now? 50, 60? That he can go from hardcore gangster rap, you're not gonna mess with me, to Cooking with Martha Stewart. If you would have told like 20-year-old Snoop, he would have probably shot you on principle.
You know, he even has his own line of wine.
I know he does, which is like nuts. I wish they came in 40-ounce bottles.
Yeah.
Why is that so funny, Juan?
Juan's very sensitive when it comes to the issue of race.
It's true. I find that 40 ounces is the perfect amount of liquid to consume all at one time.
Yeah,
remember when? Go ahead.
Well, you ruined the timing of my joke, so it won't make any sense now.
Remember when Michael Jackson died and we were at the employee cafeteria and that one person, what it all? Yes. He's like, yes. Are you going to go pour 40 down the sidewalk? And you're like, why would I do that? I don't know. Isn't that what your people do?
Yes. Yes. I was told I was going to, when we were sitting all at the table eating and they had literally just announced over the TV, I'm sorry, hard to announce right now, but Michael Jackson has passed. And then this person.
I think I was more shocked than you were that Michael Jackson, because I was a Michael Jackson fan.
Yeah, and he just turns to me as the African American at the table and goes, "So are you going to pour one out for your homie?" And I just looked at him and I laughed because it was the most ridiculous thing he had ever said to me in my entire life. It was.
It was funny about when Michael Jackson died. His announcement came like hours after they announced that Farrah Fawcett had died, and then his death just dwarfed her death.
Did she die the same day?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
I had no fucking clue. If you would have asked me, I would have thought she was still alive right now. Should have tested me first.
So yeah, that's the thing. Nobody remembers because Michael Jackson had died that day.
Do you think he did that just to one up Farrah Fawcett?
I think he just died.
Oh, okay. You think his doctor did that so that he could one up Farrah Fawcett?
Must have really hated Farrah Fawcett if he wanted to.
Yeah. Like this bitch over here still in anyway.
Oh, I hate Farrah Fawcett. Ooh, I'm going to murder Michael Jackson.
Yeah, it's insane. It's just crazy. Yeah, and then, you have other celebrities like Ice Cube who, again, and maybe it's just me thinking of rappers because that's like the most hardcore change you could possibly make, and who went to making family comedy movies,
Yeah, it's insane because the 90s were filled with like gangster rap, and at the time, honestly, I was scared of a lot of gangster rappers, and I thought all they did was like sing songs and shoot people, and and now like
yeah,
Ice Cube did what, Daddy Daycare or some shit?
Yeah.
No, are you there yet? Wasn't Daddy Daycare fucking Eddie Murphy?
It was Eddie Murphy.
I don't know. This is the same kind of like kid-friendly movie,
Yeah,
but
it's just
back in the day, like Ice Cube was,
had street cred.
He was terrifying.
He was fucking police.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Again, and this is like over the course of like 20 years, and I wonder like, his reaction to being handed the script to like, are we there yet? Right? Like Friday, like I can see him like, oh yeah, I can
he
do
wrote Friday.
Yeah, we know.
No, I don't think Sean did.
I know, I didn't know. Thanks,
so
man.
Fuck you.
So, but Friday I can see, I get, right? But then like you kind of creep up into even like a movie like Ride Along, where like he's trying to play the like I don't even buy him as the intimidating dad in Ride Along.
What was the name of the movie with Kevin Hart and him? Not Kevin Hart. The one where he's the bully teacher.
That's also with Kevin Hart. I think it's just called like Bully.
No, I think
Teacher.
it was
it wasn't Kevin Hart.
Charlie Day.
Yeah, it was Charlie Day and Ice Cube. What was it called?
Well, Juan, you normally look things up on Google.
Yes, but I get made fun of, and
wait,
with you, we hear you clicking.
Oh, how are you going to tie this into Ice Cube?
Yeah.
What?
How are you going to tie this movie into Ice Cube's what we're talking about?
Wasn't Ice Cube?
Yeah, besides him being in that movie, how are you going to tie that information into what we were talking about?
Why did you bring the conversation to a grinding halt to bring up Ice Cube being in some movie that wasn't Ride Along? Okay. Ah, yes, I see. The scientific term of silence. I appreciate that, but I think
I have a question. Who do you think Who do you think right now has a wholesome image that is gonna make a 180 in the future? Like, what celebrity do you think?
That's a great question, Jay.
I'm gonna say it's one of the Jonas Brothers.
Really?
I feel like it might be like Joe Jonas or some shit, and he's just gonna spiral into this like.
I'm trying. It's funny because I'm trying to think of some kid celebrity or like some young celebrity right now that off the top of my head that's gonna totally freak out and spin out of control.
Oh, one of the kids from Stranger Things.
Oh, Millie Bobby Brown.
Bobby Brown, and the other one,
Finn Wolfhard.
I don't know their real name. The curly hair guy.
Finn Wolfhard.
Not Dustin.
Finn Wolfhard.
Yes,
he's in the new Ghostbusters movie.
Yes,
I'm glad I'd say it 3 times.
Yes, he's the one that.
He's the one that.
I feel he'll probably spiral out of control.
You think so? Why?
I don't know. I think he might direct something cool. I think he might be might be a filmmaker. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Has he directed anything? I think I watched one interview with him and he just seemed like a quirky little kid.
Yeah, he seems like an artsy film nerd though.
I think whatever interview I watched, he reminded me, he's like watching a young Tim Burton because his hair was all long and like in his face and kind of all over the place. And I think he was wearing like a black suit. I was like, I think this guy thinks he's Tim Burton.
Yeah, he might be like this like artsy director in the future.
He's gonna direct like The Nightmare Before Christmas 2. And it's gonna be great.
he's gonna reboot the Tim Burton Batman universe.
Oh, that would actually be pretty awesome. And the thing is, his generation would be like, "This is fucking amazing. Where do you get this idea from?" They had no fucking clue. If I had to guess, yeah, I think one of the kids from Stranger Things would be a good one because I trying to think what other show with kids. The kid, maybe one of the other kids from the movie It, the really sick kid who played Eddie Kaspbrak. No, I think it's Eddie Kaspbrak, but he played the really sick kid. He was in a couple other things. He was in Shazam as what's his face's friend. I feel like that guy, he's gonna go through some stuff, and is not gonna be very known. But the next time you're gonna look him up on like IMDb or like he's gonna be in a random TMZ story where he was like strung out on drugs, like the guy that played Goldberg the goalie in The Mighty Ducks. He was like he's like the big kid who he got strung out on coke, and that's why he wasn't back for the reboot show they did on Disney Plus.
Oh man,
yeah, he was not doing so hot. Goldberg the goalie. Juan, I have a very serious question to ask you. You look like you're not having a very good time right now. Are you okay? Are you sure? Okay, thanks, man.
You're welcome.
OJ has a Twitter account now.
What?
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah. I saw some videos where he was posting some announcements on Twitter, and he's like, "Hey guys, it's me, the Juice. I'm on this Twitter thing now, and I just want to, make some videos so I have a chance to defend myself against all of these accusations." And
he's always defending himself.
Well, I mean, people have been calling him a murderer for the last 30 years.
But I mean, but he did it.
Yeah, but I mean, he was acquitted.
I mean, the glove did not fit. I just learned that there's a theory that OJ's son did it. Also, that Kourtney Kardashian is his daughter. But mostly that the reason why the glove didn't fit is because it was for a smaller hand. The smaller hand that was his son, like his son who was driving the Bronco, I believe, had did it because he was trying to help his dad out.
I don't know. Maybe OJ can turn his image around, just like.
I don't think so. If I'm being honest, I mean, OJ Simpson's what? He's in his late 70s, early 80s now.
I think he's early 70s, dude.
Early 70s? Well, there's a whole generation of when the OJ Simpson trial was happening, I was I don't know, I was not even in my teens, I think. And so for me to go, he has a long way to wait for his image to change because I'm going to tell my daughter he did it. So he has a long way to wait before he's able to change his image.
You know, Bill Cosby's also going on tour.
What?
Are you fucking no way?
Yeah,
No.
yeah. He's going to hit the clubs and do comedy again.
The last video I saw of Bill Cosby was when he got out, but he was like old and blind, so he couldn't see anything. Like so, he was walking around with the dude like.
Well, before he went to prison, one of his last shows, he did it sitting down because his health was deteriorating.
No, that's how he's always done shows. He's sat down and he stands up for some of it. He's been doing that for the longest.
Really?
Yep. He was actually, before all the allegations happened, he was supposed to come out with a special for, I think, Comedy Central. It was going to be called 77. I think because he was 77 at the time, and they were supposed to release that, but since all those allegations happened, they pulled it.
Do you think people are going to go to this thing?
People, yeah. I mean, honestly, yeah. People at the time, people didn't see Bill Cosby as this monster. You know, like they still saw him as like, oh, these people are trying to like get money from Bill Cosby, and they're just trying to stain his legacy. But then there were so many allegations that came out that people were like, God damn, how do you defend?
Well, I mean, you just, I don't know. I mean, but I know Stephen Colbert won't be there.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to.
Well, shit, man. I'm kind of interested to see how this plays out. If I'm being honest, because I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to go see a Bill Cosby show, but I wasn't.
I don't think I would. I mean, I like it's just one of those things where you listen to like an R. Kelly song publicly and you're guilty by association. You know, it's just, oh, you listen to that, then you must think that way. You know, like you watch Bill Cosby, oh, you must think that way. You know, like it's hard. Plus, like you can't, it's hard to separate the art from the artist, because like if I went to a Bill Cosby show, I couldn't get over the fact that like he did all that stuff, you know, like I couldn't think of anything else.
That's also true. That's true. I don't know, man. I feel like I'm assuming he just needs money. I think that might be one of the reasons, or he just really loves comedy like that much.
Comedy is his lifeblood, dude. Like, if you're a comic and you can't do comedy, you might as well just die.
Well, he is old.
Jeez, okay, Juan. Okay. On that note, I think you're done. That was just rude.
Oh, that's rude, and half the shit you guys tell me is it? Fuck you.
No, it's not rude. It's accurate. You do have ligma. Well, Juan, with that said, before
Gauntlet,
we go,
bitch. Gauntlet.
Thanks, man. Before we go, yes, we have the gauntlet to do. So Jay has been sweeping the gauntlet with this singular quote. This one right here.
My calculations are correct. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit.
Yeah, that singular quote has swept the gauntlet for all 5 rounds, but it has finally been dethroned, and we have Julio to thank for that. Julio submitted this quote from Taken.
I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. If you're looking for ransom, I can tell you I don't have money, but what I do have are a very particular set of skills. Skills I've acquired over a very long career. Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you. If you let my daughter go now, that'll be the end of it. I will not look for you. I will not pursue you. But if you don't, I will look for you. I will find you. And I will kill you.
He just went on length, man. That was a fucking lengthy.
I feel like because you're done already, that you felt like that was forever. I felt like he was talking directly to me, and I don't even know what I did. So Jay, now that your singular quote has been dethroned, I know you have 2 more quotes in the running that you can still sweep the series. You have 2 choices. I think you may have picked one, or maybe you have one. You have one for us, Jay.
Yeah, I do. It's It's from the Goonies, and it's when Sloth goes, "Hey, you guys."
You mean this one? You mean this one right here? The music flourish at the end. It makes me feel like shit's about to go down. That
is the head-to-head battle that I want to see. Sloth versus Liam Neeson.
That's a hey, you guys. Oh, and then he's about to be. He's gonna get taken. That's what's gonna happen.
Man. Mama bad.
Jesus Christ. Oh, geez. All right. Well, Jay, good luck. And you're going up against Julio again, who he does have a very long quote. He was smart. He was smart about it, I think. And then if this quote is out, then you have one more quote. And then that means that you would have beaten myself and Juan in this competition, but you would have come in second to potentially the guest and Julio in specific.
So what happens if Julio loses this week?
Well, then we'll find another friend of the show to supply a quote. And then they will supply said quote, and it will go up against Jay's quote.
Why can't you just bring us back from the dead? Making up rules.
Oh, you mean these rules that we talked about at the beginning of the show that you want me now to change so that you can come back with a quote? Sure, Juan. I'll put a quote in for you so you can lose. What? You pick one right now. What is it? What are we in third grade? What is this? Come on, man.
Somebody shit in my chocolate.
Nobody ever pays me in gum. Come on, man. You know, Juan, you have an opportunity to come back from the dead. You can say whatever you want.
No. We can't play recess. It's raining outside.
You can say whatever you want, and I'll add it in right here. All you have to do is say the words. What do you want, man?
These are a friend.
You don't want a chance to redeem yourself?
No.
Okay, then. If you're just gonna stop the show in its tracks just so that you can wimp out. That's cool, man. I didn't realize that you were a coward. But with that said, you must be done. So
yeah, I'm fucking done.
Yeah. Well, everybody, thanks for listening. Which celebrity has made a change in the public light that you guys want to talk about? Tell us. We want to know. And also let us know if you think Juan's a wimp for backing out of coming back from the dead. Because I think the answer is yes. Juan, tell them where they can find us.
You can find us on all social media officially now. We are at INCYCSHOW. That's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and of course the TikTok. Or is it just TikTok? Email us if you want any suggestions, comments the email address is incycshow@gmail.com. Don't forget, we have merchandise, or we have that one shirt that Julio still hasn't bought. That's it, guys. Have a good night.
Good night.
Thanks, Juan. Good night. Hey,
good
Juan.
Night. Very well.
Come back from the dead whenever you want, man. Good night, everybody. Thank you for listening. See you on the next one. Juan, why'd you back out, man?